Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Babsy, and first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. We hit 161 subscribers. I don't know, but I feel like it's going so fast. I can barely handle it, but I'm not complaining. I just wanted to say thank you, everyone who subscribed. It means a lot to me. Don't ever forget that. In today's video, we are gonna be talking about my top 3 cheap solo battleships. This is gonna be exciting. The first ship that we are gonna be talking about is the Typhoon. This little beauty. No, I can't really say that it's a beauty, but it's a good ship. It's a really good ship. The upside with this ship is you will be hitting smaller targets with your rapid missiles pretty good. And if you combine that with a web, of course, or even a painter, you can have a really successful solo PvP battleship. Because nowadays, there is a lot of smaller ships camping everywhere, at least where I am. So having a ship that can hit small targets pretty good is crucial. Another good thing about the Typhoon is the bonus it gets to missile velocity. And this bonus is really good when you combine it with rapid missile launchers. You pretty much hit things further away than some other ships. And I mean, even if people are running away, I can still hit them for a while. And that's good. I'm saying this because I rarely use any micro warp drives or afterburners on my battleships. Because why? Why would I run? I will never run from a fight. Oh, no. Tank-wise, it's an average tank. You can have an average tank on this ship. But the good thing is, you can actually build this in a couple of different ways. I prefer doing armor tanks on this ship. But I have also been experimenting with passive shield tanks. Not with a lot of success, I gotta be honest here, but it's getting better. It all comes down to what I'm facing, you know? But yeah, if you haven't tried the Typhoon, try it. You might actually be really surprised. And as I said, there is a lot of things that you can experiment with in the fittings. At the end of the video, I will give you guys a fit that I usually run. I tend to do some weird stuff with my fits at times. It's only because I want to confuse people, you know? Make people think, what is this? And then they get all scared and they lose their focus. And maybe I will get the upper hand. Who knows? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The next ship that we are talking about is the Armageddon. Of course, it's the Armageddon. This ship is also really good for solo roaming. The main thing with this ship is the newts. The newts will save your behind a lot of times. I am always using a newt on my ships. Doesn't matter what ship it is. Well, not all the ships, but usually I have a newt fitted. Not as an offensive weapon. It's more of a defensive weapon. Let's say you have a little frig on you and you can't really kill him. Okay? If you have a newt, you will sooner or later hopefully cap him out, and that will make you be able to warp away. Or if you don't want to warp away, you can always shut his micro warp drive or AB off, and that will make you more likely to hit him. So that's why I always almost have a newt fitted as a defensive tool. The Armageddon doesn't really suffer from not being able to track things. You have drones. You can switch your heavy drones to medium drones or even light drones if there's a pesky frigate. That little ship is gonna be in big trouble. Let me tell you that. Tanking wise, the Armageddon and Typhoon is pretty comparable. The tanks are average. Depending on how you fit them, you could even go with more damage over more tank. Same goes for the Typhoon, of course. But yeah, Armageddon is on my top 3 list. It's awesome. Try it! The next ship and the last ship that we're talking about today is the Dominix. I don't know what it is, but Dominix is comparable to an Armageddon, pretty much. But you're doing more damage with the drones. You don't have the neuting bonuses, but you can still fit newts. Let me tell you that. If you fit the Dominics with newts, you have a pretty beastly ship. I gotta tell you that. The downside here is you only have 3 med slots. So you can pretty much fit 2 newts and a scrambler or a disruptor, but you don't have a web. And you will probably not have an afterburner or micro warp drive either. So if people want to slow boat away from you, it's gonna be no problem for them to do that. That's the downside. Otherwise, you can go with 1 newt. Still, it's 1 newt. It's 1 more than none. And same here, tank-wise, the Dominics, Typhoon and Armageddon are all kinda equal in tanking. The Dominics shouldn't have a problem with smaller ships either. The thing you would have to look out for is the bigger fishes. If they outnumber you, you might be in big trouble. But if you are outnumbered by smaller ships, let's say frigates and cruisers, you'll be fine. Probably. But at least you'll have a bigger chance of actually winning that fight. Nothing is impossible. Remember to pack some extra drones, because drones tend to die if you're not paying attention. So now you might actually ask why I haven't listed any turret ships. Let me tell you why. When you are flying around in space looking for a fight solo and you have a turret ship, let's say I'm using a Tempest, and you jump a gate and there's a camp with a lot of frigates. What you gonna do? You wouldn't really be able to hit them, right? And you would be screwed. Well, sure, you might be lucky to actually hit once or twice, but once they get in orbit under your guns, you will not hit them. Well, sure, you can argue and say, well, I have drones, but you have 2 drones usually on a battleship, and they will die pretty fast. The only way that I see a turret ship being used as a solo roaming ship is if you are facing other battleships or battle cruisers. Sure, battle cruisers will die as well. But anything smaller than a battle cruiser, you might have some problems. Don't get me wrong, I love turret ships. I absolutely adore them. But the tracking can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Or unless if you're actually flying a Balgorn or a Vindicator. But we are not talking about those today, are we? We are talking about the cheap solo battleships. I might make a video about the other ones one day. We'll see. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys a fit or part of a fit that would actually work for any of those ships that we have been talking about today. Let's start with the high slots. Here, you can actually use rapid launchers on any of the ships. I would recommend it because you don't actually have to think about tracking. And missiles doesn't require cap when firing. And on your mid slots, you should have some tackle, of course. And a newt. Use a newt, guys. It could be very important. And as for tank, this is where you decide for yourself. I'm usually going for armor tanks on these ships with a cap battery or 2. And as for rigs, it's a matter of personal choices here if you want to go for more damage or more tank. And for the engineering rigs, I usually go for the semiconductor memory cells, because who doesn't like more cap? Using these rigs and a cap battery is good. Okay, just listen to me. Or don't. It's up to you. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel absolutely free to leave a like and a comment. And if you're new here, you can also consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content. You guys have an awesome day, morning or evening, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Goodbye!